Let's talk about those of us who learned to heal before we learned to live, the ones who grew up playing life on hard mode. Maybe this resonates with you. Maybe you're the person who had to be their own safety net, their own comfort, their own home. While others around you seemed carefree, enjoying the freedom to grow, explore, and just exist, you were busy figuring out how to piece yourself back together. You learned survival when others were simply learning how to live. And sometimes you can't help but look at those people and wonder what it must feel like to have lived without carrying the weight of storms you never asked for. You see the ones who didn't have to grow up too fast, the ones who didn't have to navigate life with scars before they even knew what healing meant. It's not jealousy, it's reflection. It's imagining what your life might have looked like if you had been given the same carefree start. It often feels like you're catching up on a childhood you never really had. Like you've spent so much time untangling knots in your heart that someone else tied, you forgot what it feels like to just dream. You've wondered who you might have been if all the energy you poured into survival had instead gone into creating, dreaming, and becoming. It's a bittersweet thought, isn't it? But here's the truth about hearts like yours. You're not just healing, you're rising. Yes, your journey has been harder than most, but every scar you carry tells a story of resilience. Every piece of yourself that you've put back together has made you stronger, wiser, and more attuned to life's subtleties. You've faced challenges that might have broken others, and yet you've chosen to rebuild yourself, brick by brick, day by day. That strength is something extraordinary. Despite the weight of your experiences, your heart still knows how to be soft. And that's not just survival, it's magic. You've turned pain into wisdom, and you've learned to navigate the world with a depth of understanding that others might never know. The storms you've endured could have hardened you, but instead, they've made you more empathetic, more aware, and more capable of creating meaningful connections. Think about this for a moment. The wisdom you've gained isn't just a result of surviving. It's a gift. It touches every part of your life, your relationships, your career, and even your financial goals. You see the world differently now. You understand the importance of building a foundation that can withstand life's inevitable challenges, and you have the strength to do just that. But let's pause for a moment and address something important. Healing isn't a linear process. It's not a single destination you arrive at and declare yourself fixed. Healing is a journey, one that ebbs and flows. There are days when you'll feel invincible, like you've overcome the hardest parts of your story. And then there are days when the weight of it all will feel heavy again, pulling at your heart in unexpected ways. Those difficult days don't mean you're failing. They're part of the process. They're reminders that healing isn't about forgetting or erasing the past. It's about learning to live with it. It's about making peace with where you've been so you can move forward with intention and strength. Thriving begins with a choice. It's the choice to stop comparing your journey to others. It's easy to look at someone else's life and think, if only I had what they had, I'd be further along. But here's the thing. Your journey is unique, and the depth of your experiences gives you a perspective that's entirely your own. The challenges you've faced have shaped you in ways that others can't fully understand. And that's not a weakness. It's a strength. Stop asking yourself what might have been if your start had been different. Instead, ask yourself what you can create with the strength, wisdom, and resilience you've built along the way. Every step you've taken has prepared you for this moment, the moment where you get to choose to live, not just survive. Your scars are not flaws. They're proof of your strength. They're reminders of the battles you've fought and won. And while they might feel heavy at times, they're also a source of power. They show you what you're capable of overcoming and give you the courage to face whatever comes next. But thriving isn't just about recognizing your strength. It's about building the life you deserve. It's about creating a future that feels aligned with your dreams and values. That future doesn't come from simply hoping things will get better. It comes from taking deliberate steps toward the life you want. So what does that look like in practice? It starts with setting goals that reflect your true desires, not just what feels safe or practical, but what truly excites you. Allow yourself to dream again, even if it feels unfamiliar. Give yourself permission to imagine a life that feels abundant in every way, financially, emotionally, and spiritually. Next, focus on building habits that support your growth. Whether it's investing in your financial future, prioritizing self-care, or cultivating relationships that uplift and inspire you, every small step you take matters. Healing is about more than just repairing what's broken. It's about creating something new, something stronger. One of the most important lessons you'll learn is this: you don't have to do it all at once. Progress doesn't happen overnight. It's the result of consistent effort, small victories, and a willingness to keep going, even when it feels hard. Celebrate those small wins. Acknowledge how far you've come, even if the journey ahead still feels long. And through it all, be kind to yourself. Healing takes time, and there's no roadmap that works for everyone. Your journey is your own, and it doesn't need to look like anyone else's. What matters is that you keep moving forward, one step at a time. Let's not forget the role of self-worth in this process. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking your value is tied to your past or your struggles. But your worth isn't defined by what you've been through. It's defined by who you are. You're not too broken or too damaged. You're someone who has faced life's storms and emerged stronger, wiser, and more compassionate. As you step into this next chapter, remind yourself of this. Your past may have shaped you, but it doesn't define you. The healing you've done isn't just about survival. It's about transformation. You're not the same person you were when your journey began, and that's something to be proud of. So don't be afraid to dream big. Don't be afraid to take risks, to pursue your goals, and to create a life that feels authentic to you. You've already overcome so much. There's no limit to what you can achieve when you trust in your strength and resilience. As we wrap this up, take a moment to reflect on how far you've come. You've weathered storms that could have broken you, and yet here you are, still standing, still growing, still rising. That's not just healing, that's magic. If this message resonated with you, remember that you're not alone. There's a community of people who understand your journey and support your growth. Subscribe to this channel for more content on personal development, financial wisdom, and creating a life of purpose. Share this video with someone who might need to hear these words today.